What up, beautiful believers? Happy Tuesday. Tuesday. I hope everyone woke up on the right side of the bed today. I surely did. I got to sleep in, had an off day. Um, Very excited about that, enjoying it. Um, First, just want to thank our Heavenly Father just for giving us grace, mercy, and the wisdom we need to make the right choices, right? So, as we start our election day, or sorry, voting, early voting here in Georgia today, I'm hearing that the lines are bananas, out of control. They're gonna keep the polls open for extended times because yes, this is a very important day or important time for a lot of people. As y'all know, I've been struggling back and forth about the election and voting and things of that nature. And I just kind of wanted to share with you guys where I'm at. So, God has just been showing me during this election season, and not just this one, but previous ones, that this is not about any political party. It's not. It's not about who you like, who you favor. This is a battle for good and evil. Um, Now, if you're not a believer, if you don't know, you know, but if you don't know, keep scrolling because, you may not have any interest in anything I have to say right now. And if not, it's not for you because guess what? It's not for everyone. That's what God has been showing me. He's been said that, but now I'm starting to really realize it. But for those of you that are the I would say independent voters. I was talking to a coworker yesterday and I was like, there's the Republican Democrats and then there's the independent voters. Well, I'm thinking there are people who are going to heaven and there are people who are going to hell. But there are some people that are in the middle and those are the independents. So I guess more so this message is for them. You know what I mean? Um, Yeah. This is about heaven or hell, right and wrong. It's not about being on the right side of history. It's not about a first black this, anything, nothing of that. It's not about any of this stuff. Um, Neither one of these candidates is perfect. Neither one of them is without blemish, just like you and I are not at all. Um, God has definitely taught me that it is not rational. The election is not a rational thinking process, right? For most people. Um, Based on how they're making their decisions. They're not thinking about themselves, first of all, and they're not thinking about, well, first of all, they're not thinking about God. No, I would beg anyone to tell me, that they prayed and they have been in deep prayer about this, like I have, before they made a decision. Uh, and I know the people that I talk to, speak to, probably would not be in that boat. I'm not saying everybody hasn't, but I'm just saying the ones I've encountered. Secondly, they're not thinking about themselves, their current situations. I would beg for anyone to tell me they've read a bill. They can tell me all the policies that directly affected them in this unique situation that we have where we've had both candidates in office. Um, I would beg for anyone to tell me the exact policies that affected their personal lives, or because on my thought process, I'm looking at my neighbors as well. I'm loving on my neighbors, like the Bible asks me to do. And a lot of things that happened for me under another administration did not happen for them. So I can see a contrast between what happened for me under a certain administration and what happened for them under the current administration. And so when I think about voting, and people always say, oh, your ancestors fought for this or whatever. um and I think the people who come at me like that feel like they fought for me to vote a certain way and not vote logic or not vote loving my neighbor. So voting on behalf of God's issues, first I was thinking about abortion, then I was thinking about LGBTQ. I would vote against both of those, anyone who's supporting that. But loving my neighbor, and God has just shown me that. Like, I love my literal neighbors, We've had conversations about what their interest rates are on their home and the amount that they paid on their home versus what I paid and what my interest rate is. Um, and yeah, if I'm loving on my neighbors and I'm voting for better for the next round, people that go around, um, I would say I'm taking that into account. Also, with these storms, God, His word is not going to come back void. And everything that he has done leading up to today has definitely swayed my thought process for sure. Um, the response to these storm victims and what makes it even bad worse is like I'm not just looking at North Carolina because guess what? I'll be supporting them for years to come because that's how long it's going to take for them to get back on their feet. But um I have personal, connections with people who are affected by these storms. People that work under me, in Valdosta, my ex mother in law out in Augusta, like she's not my ex mother in law, she's still my mother in law. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say ex, but anyway, um, yeah, out in Augusta that were impacted by this. Like my agents coming back just now saying we just got the VP of the company, whom I have communication with, just now telling me, hey, we just got internet 30 minutes ago yesterday. Um, yeah, those kind of things. Loving your neighbor. So that has been definitely big for me. Those things are big for me. And so my vote would be that way. So I would say pray before you vote. I would also say look at the bigger picture because this is not about this. I always say when things happen, I'll be like, well, it's okay. It's not a heaven or hell issue. But now, this right here is a heaven or hell issue. I have been feeling this since back in COVID that God was drawing a line in the sand. And someone put it so eloquently the other day, Noah's building the boat. Like Noah is building the boat. And for those of you that know the story of Noah, that flood came and people were continuing on with their regular activities. No clue. No clue. Not prepared at all while Noah was building the boat. And everybody's calling Noah crazy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody said, oh, you know what you're doing. And we know how that story ended, right? So Noah's building the boat. And I want y'all to think about that. Not only as you go to the polls, because this is just some small piece of life that we're going through, but when you're going to the polls and you're voting, think about who you're putting your name on. Like at work, they always ask us, they're always asking us like, hey, we want you to recommend somebody for this role or that role. And me personally, I can never put my name on anyone. I just cannot with good conscience be like, I recommend this person or that person based on what I know. And that's where I am right now. I cannot put my name on anyone based on what I know. Um, Now, do I understand that God is going to his word ain't coming back void. Whatever happens is going to happen. Now, do I feel like there is a clear choice? Yes, I do. I feel like there's a very clear choice. I feel like you can't throw logic out of the window. You can't throw and I gave a fair shot. I gave a fair shot. I went in open minded. Um and I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing. And I feel like we cannot do, based on the current situation, my current financial situation with groceries, my current debt, all the things that they talk about that Americans are struggling with are the things I'm struggling with, right? And nobody's going to make me believe or tell me that if somebody's telling me we need to turn the page, that means we turning the page on you. That's what it is. We turning the page on you because those are the facts. And we've gotten so far off as people from facts. We don't operate on facts at all. We operate straight on feelings and emotions. And I'm so glad God took me through an emotional check journey prior to all this happening. I was reading emotional intelligence 2.0, things like that my vice president of my company was recommending to me. And I had no idea why I was reading all this stuff, but I read every single book that he gave me. And that one came in handy now. I'm a very logical thinker. I'm very much rebellious. I do not go with the flow of the crowd. I'm not a follower. I'm much independent thinker. I don't make decisions off of headlines. I read bills. When I hear something about Trump, when I hear something about Kamala, I go and I verify this. I verify the sources. I verify the documents that I can find. Google and all that. I know I can't. You cannot trust Google. Um, so I go to various sources and I fact check for myself. Now, do I need to feel the need to share this? Sometimes I get so infuriated that I do want to come on here and share y'all like, look, you gotta look at the facts. But at the same time, I know y'all ain't checking for facts. Y'all don't care about facts. Y'all don't operate on facts. Y'all operate on hate. And I'm just gonna be real. Most of the people that I encounter, they don't operate on facts. They operate on hate. And I love you. I still love you. I still love you. And I still maintain that God is going to give you exactly what you're asking for. I'm prepared. You know what I mean? I hope I'm prepared. I'm standing my word. Like I said, my goal is to be as close to God as possible. So I ain't got fool with none of y'all when everything go down, right? And I'm not fooling with you now, to be honest, because my life is going to go on. My life is going to be fine. God is going to always cover myself, my family, because I'm going to keep us protected in prayer. I'm going to Him. That's what I'm putting my vote on. I decided I'm voting Jesus. And He has brought me to understand when He said that to me, what that means. So my vote is going to Christ, literally. If I go into the polls, I'm writing Jesus on the ballot. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And but for the rest of you, I just pray. I'm not gonna pray that you wake up or anything like that. I'm just gonna be real with you. All of us ain't going. All of us is not going to go home and be with the Lord. All of us don't choose to believe. All of us don't choose to love like we should. And if you are not doing that currently, I would just encourage you with all my heart to kind of repent, ask God what is unclean in you, ask Him what He needs to show you for you to move forward correctly, and in His align with His will, if that's what you choose to do. But I found out, this message yesterday, which is very, very clear. Your people are predestined, right? We're predestined. God knows every thought, every decision that we're gonna make, and He already knows our end. And I never really put this much weight on this, but I heard it yesterday, and for some reason it hit different. And if God already knows our end, I'm not gonna keep throwing pearls in front of swine. You know what I mean? If you don't want to know, you're just not gonna know. But if you're gonna be around me, you're gonna be somebody that know. If you're gonna be on my page, you're gonna be somebody that know, because I'm staying the plan. I'm staying the course. I love y'all. I love y'all a lot. I love you a whole lot. I want to see everybody win. I cry a lot because I just want to see everybody win, and I feel and my heart hurts because I know everybody not gonna win, and that's what's bothering me now. Everybody is not going to win, and that is a harsh reality that God is showing me in my life right now. Right now, and it makes me so sad because some of the people closest to me, they don't realize. But I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep letting you know. I'm gonna keep telling you what I know. I'm gonna keep sharing my struggles and my testimony and how I'm getting through it with Christ, and how He is growing me and giving me a positive outlook on the future, even though everything looks glim, uh, looks gloomy or whatever, sad. Um, don't look around. Look up. Do not look around. Look up. Check your heart posture. This line is being drawn in the sand, and you you might find yourself on the wrong side of that line if you're distracted by the wrong type of things. Hey, hit me up if you want to talk about it. I'm more than willing. I love y'all, and that's just my 2 cents, and that's all it is. 2 cents. Peace.